Hi everyone, it's Sarah. I started a video and then I cut myself off. I guess I was talking too much. So we're on day number 3. I want to start by saying that I moved both Jerome and Fred to larger containers because about halfway through their 24-hour resting period, they were growing so much and I thought they might blow the lid off the 4-cup container, and I've had that happen before where I woke up in the middle of the night because my starter was so active and I sat up straight in bed because the starter had blown the top off the container. So in order to avoid that from happening, I moved them to larger containers, still airtight. And I've had a couple questions about, what do you do with your excess starter? And I will say that really early on in the process, where we are now on day 3, there's not going to be a lot of flavor in anything that you're discarding. But I have seen some videos. I saw one where a man just took his extra sourdough starter. He had some hot oil in a pan and he sprinkled some chives and onions, a little bit of salt and pepper, and then he fried it, almost like he was making a pancake. When you're in a regular process of feeding your starter on a weekly basis, or you're building it up so you have enough to bake with, it's always really good to use in pancakes. It's really good to use in waffles. There are a lot of extra. Hazem just put up a blog post about making waffles with this extra sourdough starter, so you can check that out. And I'll talk more about that. And someone on Facebook recommended a recipe, an item that I can't pronounce to start with a P, but I'm going to write that down and I'll have that for you tomorrow. So, day 3 feeding, and I'll post this underneath the recipe. We've got our starter, our all-purpose flour, and our water. And so I've got a bowl right in front of me. It's not helpful. I'll move that aside. And in this bowl, I've weighed out 220 grams of Jerome into the water. And just to show you, I have a lot of extra today, if you see that, which is good. That means I have a lot of extra activity. I'm going to feed Fred off camera. So this extra Jerome I'm just going to get rid of. Maybe I'll try frying it into a pancake. Okay, put that out of my way. And then to my starter, to my water, my starter, I'm going to tear this up just like I did yesterday. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get my all-purpose flour in. When you get in the process of feeding your starter regularly, when you've had it for a couple months, we feed it so much flour to begin with to make sure that it's got enough food to eat. Once you get in a regular process, you don't have to keep so much on hand. I know it always seems like, I just showed you a whole lot of Jerome that was left over that I'm going to dispose of. And once you've got an active, regular culture going on, and you get to know each other, you really have a relationship with your starter, then you don't need to feed in quite such a large amount. But early on, I encourage you not to cut it down, even though I know it's a lot of flour and there is some waste. And I know flour is hard to come by these days. Check out by the pound. Alright, so let me move that bowl out of the way. And I'm going to do as we've done before. Fold, press, and turn. Really giving it a good squeeze as you've done. Someone asked about different types of starters. There are some starters that are more liquidy. There are as many recipes for starters as there are stars in the sky. The whole goal behind any type of starter, natural leaven starter, is to add flavor and to leaven the bread. So the goal of all these starters is the same. But the ratio of flour and water can change a lot. Really just depends on who wrote the recipe. Alright, I'm almost there. Get both hands in there. I'm out of kneading practice. I'm telling you, I don't have my kneading arms right now. Alright. So, looking good. Almost there. Cool. All right. So here we are, day number 3. I'm going to pop Jerome back in his container after I clean out this extra starter. And I'm going to feed Fred. And I'll see everyone tomorrow. And we'll do day 4. Thanks so much. Have a good night. Bye-bye.